Welcome YouTube to my second video. I'm gonna show y'all a day in the life of me, a master barber and coach.
Because it was like, if you get like a $750,000 home, you got your down payment and everything else. He was like, you're gonna spend. He's like, you gotta put down 148K. I'm like, you ain't gotta put down that much money just to buy a home.
Oh, no. Not that like 20% or whatever he was trying to do. Yeah, but you can put 3% down, and then if it's a newer home, they're giving you the closing costs most of the time if you deal with their lender. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's why like you already know about that. Like you are misleading to using these high numbers to convince people to rent versus owning.
Now, I believe there's a time to rent versus owning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, no.
You're literally telling people not to have assets.
Yeah, because
because then you're trying to tell them, take that 148K and invest it into stocks or something, and then over 30 years that they'll have them over $1 million.
Yeah, but you can do that the same thing with a house. Buy a house at a certain price. Wait, because houses normally go up. Especially over 30 years, it's definitely going to go up. You know?
Yep. So, I was like, dude, you're just so misleading people with this content.
And I bet you had a whole bunch of views, too. Because it's so controversial.
Right.
And then that's what they're really doing is they're getting paid off of the views. Alright, so while I clean up here, YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to y'all about why I got started barbering, and not to make everything so long, but also explain my name change. I kind of feel like Mr. Rogers, I forgot the name, Mr. Rogers Playhouse or something, where you take off the jacket and he ends up telling y'all what y'all want to do for the day. But instead, I'm going to actually end up talking to y'all about clean up later. So, long story short, just ended up doing some cuts. I'm actually going to put it in the beginning of the video where y'all can actually see some of the cuts. Can't really disclose all of the conversations, just for the simple fact, client privacy and things of that nature. But first and foremost, I'm a master barber. Been cutting for 17 years, since 21, May of 2006. No, 2007. Yeah, 2007. Been cutting for 17 years. Be 38. Couple weeks. I ended up becoming a barber because when I was in high school, I wanted to be a psychologist, right? But a lot of black and brown people, they weren't going to psychologists. This is before the big therapy boom, after COVID and things of that nature. Everybody just started going to see a therapist, realizing how messed up we are and how much help we need. So I ended up becoming a barber to be the hood or the neighborhood or community psychologist. I looked up to one of my barbers that cut my hair from the time I was 11 to the time I was 21. Fats down in DC. He owned Talk of the Town right off of Kennedy Street. I think it was like 5th or 4th in Kennedy. He was like a third father to me. I have a biological father had my stepfather, and then I had him. So from the time I was 11 to 21, he really put an impression on my life that, hey, look, you can help people behind the chair, be a community leader, and be a stand-up guy. You know, he helped me out through a lot of me growing into my adolescence to adulthood. Gave me a lot of advice, so shout out to him. So instead of being a psychologist and going to school for all of them years, 12 years, and making only $75,000, at least that was the trajectory back in the day, I ended up doing another route, which was becoming a barber. So since I've been doing that and being a barber and a master barber at that, I've cut a lot of heads. So I met a lot of great people, helped out a lot of people, like I said in my last video, with businesses, with marriages. I helped people from committing suicide. I helped people marriages, relationships, job situations. You know, I cut people for interviews, I cut people for funerals, I cut people for weddings. So I've had people when it was time for them like to leave, you know, had them kind of tear up because they had to either get stationed somewhere else or move somewhere else because life was taking them somewhere else. So they would tell me that when they sat in my chair, it was more than a conversation, it was more than a haircut. It was like I was their friend and somebody that they trusted with more than a haircut, but with the things that they talk about, things that ailed them, things that they needed help with. So I wouldn't say I gave them therapy, but I would coach them throughout their life and life endeavors. So with that being said, a couple years ago on the Hush Hush, I ended up getting my life coaching certificate. And then I'm like, what do I do with this? I don't want to give up one thing just to turn around and like give up barbering, you changing time for money. Coaching, I didn't want to do that. And then I'm like, how do I make money from it? Things of that nature. So I have some things in the work that I will tell y'all later. So the name change on IG. So I have an IG that I'm about to disable, More Than a Cut. More Than a Cut, obviously, I just told y'all, a lot of people tell me it's more than a cut. You know, this is therapy. Like, you help me with my marriage, you help me about advice for the kids, like you help me with situations with different women and actually settle down to get married. You help me through job interviews, losing jobs. There would be times where some of my long-term clients will lose jobs. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just cut you. Just get me on the back end. It's cool. You don't need to be looking raggedy, right? So now with I Am Coach J. Dot, like I said, 2 years ago, I ended up getting my license, well, not license, but certificate in life coaching. And J. Dot, my name is Jerome. The dot, so J. Dot Stevens, or also the dot means that I connect the dots. So I'll give y'all a little story before I let y'all go and put up some of my haircuts that I did today. So I connect the dots, meaning as a barber and a master barber, I know a lot of people, been doing it for a while, can connect people with people. For example, my one client today, we were just talking, boom, 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 and I was telling her about my life coach. Every coach has a coach, every therapist needs a therapist, every doctor needs a doctor. So I also have a life coach. So I texted my life coach because I was giving some advice to my client and coaching her on her book that she's writing. And then I said, hey, actually, my life coach works for Microsoft as well. So she was like, that's funny you said that. You know, one of my friends, such and such, I won't say his name, is looking for a job at Microsoft. So that's weird because I don't know anybody at Microsoft. And then now you're saying it. I just had a conversation with him yesterday. So boom, I feel like that's a God-given talent of mine of putting stuff together. So I ended up connecting them two together. Another thing is, you know, I got in barbering and coaching because the gift of mine is that, you know, people come to me, tell me all crazy types of stuff since I was in middle school. So instead of me using that in psychology, I use it in barbering, and now I feel like I need to use it more, and I need to use it more in coaching to help you guys whether I've been through what I've been through or just to coach your guys through things that I have connections with. Like, for example, like my client that wants to do a book and is going to do a book. I was coaching her on what to do, gave her an example because of my life example and also my life coach's example of just being prepared when opportunity presents itself. If you're prepared, then you can just issue in, you know, all the rewards that are coming to you instead of being like, hold on, I gotta wait a couple months and now my opportunity may pass. So I'm making this quick video, not to be so long, because I also have the cuts that I'm going to show y'all before and after in the middle of me talking. So if y'all have any other questions, things that y'all want to see, maybe tutorials on how to cut hair, some of the crazy conversations that I've had. I also want to get some of my clients in here to just tell their stories and how I help change their lives. But that's soon to come. So I'm out. Until next time. Peace. They came out okay. I made like a short and stuff.
Okay.
And I did a video. You follow me on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's on there, like the YouTube video and everything that's in my profile.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. Alright, my sister's trying to do the same thing. They're concentrating, you know, with her career and everything, and her mother. I told her just the best thing to do is just hit record.
That's it.
And remember, till next time, I just want to see you win.